Since he's been receiving USC dollars services from him. So that's what I'm talking about getting taste of attorney, he was talking about he's
It is supposed to have been put his car on fire and all that, broke in his house and things of that nature. But we're gonna get into it, the video.
Hi, I'm Eva Pilgrim. Thanks for streaming with us. Week 2 of testimony in the trial against hip-hop mogul Sean Diddy Combs wrapping up today with witnesses, including the general manager of a luxury Beverly Hills hotel on the stand. The jury also hearing from rapper Kid Cudi today. He testified about a break-in at his house, at one point comparing Combs to a Marvel supervillain. The rapper, whose real name is Scott Mescudi, also testifying about his car being set on fire, allegedly after Combs found out he was dating Cassie Ventura. Now, prosecutors allege Combs firebombed Mescudi's car, an allegation they could try to weave into the racketeering conspiracy count involving arson. Now, Combs has pleaded not guilty to all charges. Also today, Diddy's former assistant, who was granted immunity, testifying about what he claims he saw happen on a private plane and an apple-throwing incident that he called the last straw working for Diddy. Coming up, Kid Cudi's message for fans after his big day in court. Plus, it's one of the most searched topics tonight, what people want to know about Kid Cudi's dog. I want to get right to Chief Investigative Correspondent Aaron Katersky, who has been in the courtroom every day of this trial. Aaron, let's get right into Kid Cudi appearing in court. Paint the picture for us. How did he walk in?
Unlike any other witness that we have seen so far, he's in a leather jacket, white t-shirt, jeans, and smoking a cigarette as he's entering court. And then he takes his position comfortably in the witness box, surveys the room. The jury is interested in this figure because he's a Grammy-winning rapper and introduced himself as Scott Mescudi. And when asked, are you better known as any other name? And he said, Kid Cudi. And right from the start, you knew this was a unique witness. And he talked about 2 instances in particular where he said that Sean Combs broke into his house, and he told the jury about his suspicions that later Sean Combs arranged the firebombing of his car.
Okay, Aaron, give us his vibe. What was he like on the stand? How did the jury react to all of this?
He was pretty casual. If he didn't understand something, he'd look at the lawyer and just go, huh? Or what? And at one point, he let out a big yawn when he's talking about things that, have been talked about in the entertainment world for more than a decade. This car fire that Kid Cudi endured in 2012. But it's significant now, Eva, as federal prosecutors try to convince the jury that Sean Combs used arson as part of the criminal enterprise that he was running.
There was a whole scuttlebutt about if he could talk about what happened to his dog. What was that all about?
Oh, so he accuses Sean Combs of breaking into his house after he finds out that he's dating Cassie Ventura. And he says when he got to the house, he found some Christmas gifts open, unwrapped, that he had bought for his family, and his dog locked up in the bathroom. And he said it made the dog kind of permanently jittery and very much on edge. I think federal prosecutors had wanted to know a little bit about the dog and how the dog responded to the house being broken into. And the judge at one point, because the defense objected, was confused, saying, like, you're going to talk about the trauma inflicted on the dog. And the judge said, well, I know this is a very important topic. He laughed a little bit. And unfortunately, the prosecutor said the dog is no longer with us. But Kid Cudi's clearly a dog lover. He said that he found out from his dog's babysitter, the words he used, that his car was on fire. One early morning phone call that he received from this woman to say that his porch had been torched.
Cassie Ventura's former makeup artist was also on the stand today. What did she say?
Mila Morales said she first met Cassie Ventura, Eva, when she was about 16 years old. She had made her up for various events over the years, but she recalled Grammy Award weekend in 2010. She said they had been out. Prince was having a party. They were out for dinner. They finally get back to the Beverly Hills Hotel. Mila Morales falls asleep, but she says Cassie Ventura comes in a moment later, and almost immediately followed by Sean Combs. And Sean Combs demands, where the F is she? Cassie Ventura had gone into the bedroom. Sean Combs followed her in there. Mila Morales says she heard screaming and a commotion. Sean Combs storms out of the hotel suite. And when Mila Morales next sees Cassie Ventura, she has a black eye, knots on her head. She took her home and had a doctor friend come and examine her to see if she had a concussion. The doctor apparently recommended that Cassie Ventura go to the ER, but Morales said she didn't want to go.
We also heard from the general manager of an upscale Beverly Hills hotel on the stand today. He talked about hotel logs. Why?
This was from L'Hermitage in Beverly Hills, and Sean Combs had stayed there a bunch over the years, according to the reservation log. And with each guest that was a repeat visitor, there was what was called a profile log established. And under the heading for Sean Combs, it said that housekeepers had noticed that there was always candle wax all over the place and that he used a lot of oil. And the jury had already heard candle wax, baby oil, those were things for the freak-offs.
Now, y'all heard that now. He used a lot of candles, a lot of baby oil. Like, y'all know now, we barely can even find baby oil in the store. Diddy didn't took everything. He didn't bought all the baby oil out, okay? All in the factories and everything. You barely can even find baby oil in the stores. But I'm trying to figure out why candles though. When y'all in a hotel or whatever, why candles? Like, I don't know. It's just crazy. You know, we're doing the freak hours now. You know, they might need it, the candles, okay? Let's get back into it.
Aaron Kotursky for us there at the courthouse. Thank you so much, Aaron. ABC News legal contributor Brian Buckmeyer was also in court today. You are here to break this all down for us. Okay, so it was a big day in court. What stood out to you?
So we all showed up for Kid Cudi. We knew he was going to testify, but I did not expect this quote from Kid Cudi. It came in the context of there was some back and forth between him and Sean Combs. He wasn't responding to him in terms of whether or not he was dating Cassie. His car gets Molotov cocktailed. He shows up at the Soho house to try to kind of squash the beef, so to speak, with Combs. And he says this is what Combs is doing. He's standing there staring at the window with his hands behind his back like a Marvel supervillain. It got a couple laughs in the court, but also painted this very menacing and very awkward kind of encounter between Sean Combs and Kid Cudi in relation to who's dating Cassie.
We also have to talk about this alleged car bombing situation. What did Kid Cudi say happened here?
So a number of things, right? A little bit of context. Prior to this alleged arson, there is an alleged burglary that Kid Cudi says Sean Combs is participating in. Someone calls him by the name of Miss Clark saying, Combs is in your home. He calls Combs. He's like, where are you? I'm here. I'm going to come see you, whatever it may be. And a few days later, this happens. The cut of the top of his Porsche and a Molotov cocktail inside. We saw some charring on the inside of that vehicle. And we've heard this from Cassie's civil lawsuit and this case when she testified before, that this was meant to be a threat, according to her, of Sean Combs towards Kid Cudi.
And we should say that we heard Kid Cudi on the stand say when they talked about this, Combs denied having anything to do with this apparent situation. Okay, so on the...
We're going to pause it right there. Of course he going to deny everything that's what's going on. He going to deny it. He going to deny it. Who ain't going to deny it? Like, let's be honest. Who ain't going to deny what all the stuff they done and they done got evidence of and all that? Who? I'm just saying, even though he got evidence, they got evidence on him or whatever. There are a lot of things that he have done and he still denies it. He going to deny it because he don't want to be continuing to be locked up. And this is just crazy. I just feel like this man did all this mess and then he don't want to take the blame for it. I mean, I'm saying he don't want to even say, yeah, I did it. Yeah, I did do that, you know. Like, be for real, Diddy. Be for real. Get back into it.
Cross. The defense seemed to really push Kid Cudi on his relationship with Cassie. What was that all about?
So the sense that I got was that she's playing into this relationship with Kid Cudi and Sean Combs, that Sean Combs, as we heard, was on a break with Cassie, and then they started dating, Kid Cudi and her. And what the defense was getting at was, well, she lied to you. She played you, that they weren't really on again, off again, but in fact, they were still dating, and you didn't know this. And the entire time you were dating, Sean Combs never interrupted this relationship, never got involved. He didn't know he was in the scene at all. And I think what they're trying to get at is Cassie was free to leave. She was free to have her own relationship, and Sean Combs wasn't intersecting with that. And also this idea that she was manipulative in some way, shape, or form, saying the words that, well, Cassie played not only you, but also Sean Combs, and Kid Cudi agreed.
We also have to talk about the former assistant who got the immunity from yesterday. He was back on the stand this morning. Did he say anything to you that made sense for the immunity deal here?
No. And this is one of the reasons why I woke up so early and showed up, because in my mind, I practice in the Southern District of New York. And I'm thinking to myself, what are you going to give this person immunity for? Meaning that they cannot be prosecuted based on what they say, that is so great that you're waiting for them. And it wasn't really much. 3 different interactions of assault, 2 between Cassie, 1 between Gina, and the fact that he bought some drugs, not as much as I thought it'd be.
Okay, so we've got this long weekend that's happening. Court's not in session tomorrow. It's not in session on Monday. How do you think that impacts both sides of this case?
It's all about what the jury's going to be left with, thinking about in the last few words they've heard. They heard about the wax and the baby oil, the strawberry and the chocolates, the abuse allegations from the Grammy of 2010. And of course, the last thing they heard is about an HSI investigator talking about extracting information from 3 of Cassie's laptops. Those are going to be the last things in their mind over the next 4 days, because they're off tomorrow as well.
Yeah, back in.
We're gonna pause there right there. Y'all Diddy been having, I mean, he been having a party, honey, okay? The baby oil, the wax, the candle wax. What the hell he putting candle wax on? Is he putting it on somebody's body? Like, what is going on? Why the hell do he need candle wax in a hotel with doing his freak offs? I don't know if he just wanted to be sexy as having candles and lit and all of that and above, or what? Okay. And strawberry with chocolate. Shit, who the hell he putting that shit on? Somebody booty hole or something? Like, I don't know. Like, he go both ways now. He go both ways. He like women's and he like men's. Now, I ain't got nothing against nobody being gay. Nobody's gay or nothing like that. So don't come with that. We talking about Diddy right now. Um, him and his freak offs. Like, what? I'm trying to figure out what did you put in. What did you put all this whipped cream? I know I'm quite sure he probably had whipped cream too. They probably left that out though. But I bet you he had some whipped cream, chocolate, strawberries, and he put it on somebody, okay? Somebody booty hole, somebody back, somebody some, okay? He doing some with it, okay? And they having a blast in that freak out, baby. But let's get back into it.
In court on Tuesday. Brian Buckmeyer, thank you so much. Well, now that testimony is wrapped ahead of the long weekend, we want to look back at a notable moment this week. Yesterday, a forensic psychologist took the stand as an expert witness for the prosecution, telling the jury in general about why some people stay in abusive relationships. Joining me now is Dr. Erin Nelson. She is not involved in the case against Sean Combs, but she knows what it's like to be a forensic psychologist on a high-profile criminal case. Dr. Nelson, thank you so much for being with us. Let's just start right there. Why do people stay?
One of the things that is really important when you're talking to a jury or a case is that the lay public, the general public, obviously always has the why doesn't someone just walk away? And something that's really important to understand from a victimology standpoint is the sense of omnipotence that even in everyday relationships, somebody who has power and control over someone can exert. It's about the perception of the. And in this case, I'm certain that the forensic psychologist would have been looking at both the victimology and the offender's behavior to try to explain that to the jury.
So often in these types of circumstances, and even with this case, we've seen the comments online, people saying, well, she could have just left. What do you say to that?
I say that regardless of how high profile the matter is, such as this one, or to the millions of women that are suffering from intimate partner violence at home, That is the fundamental misunderstanding that is important to explain, especially in a criminal case to the jury, is that when somebody is in a domestic violence or an intimate partner or coercive control situation, that concept that lots of people think about, it's why don't they just walk out the door? Why don't they just take their things and go? That the psychology of it can be so overwhelming and so powerful for a victim in that stance that it feels impossible and perception rules the day.
So
Dr.
true.
Erin Nelson, thank you so much.
We're gonna pause that right there. We're gonna get to what she was saying. Okay, when you're in a relationship with someone, and everybody ain't in a controlling relationship, but you got people that good at manipulating and being controlling. And once you be with it for so long, once you be with that person for so long, so many years, and that's all you used to them doing to you is manipulating you, controlling. Then when you finally think that you can leave this person, when you finally think that you can leave this person, it's like it's impossible. It's impossible to leave because you've been with them so long, um you just been dealing with this for so many years, depending on how many years somebody been in with that person. And it's definitely manipulation. It definitely manipulation is real out here, real in the field with women's and men's, not just men's. It's women's and men's that can manipulate really, really good, and it can be controlling in a relationship. And it can cause you not to want to leave, not to want to do nothing. You can have the mindset that you want to leave this person because of whatever they're doing to you, beating you, hurting you, just controlling everything, and everything and more. And end of the day, you gotta be strong. You got to be strong. You just can't just leave. You just can't leave because especially if you in love with the person, you just can't leave the situation. Even though the situation is toxic. Even though Diddy was toxic. Even though if it wasn't Diddy, if it was somebody else. If the relationship is toxic and things of that nature, and you've been in it for so long, it's hard to get up out of it because that is what you're used to dealing with. And not just that, you in love with the person. You deeply in love with that person, then that person are in love with you like that. They can be love, no love. I mean, they can be love. Ah, they can love you as well, but you love them more than how they love you. That's what I'm saying. And and that's how it can make the woman feel like she wanna leave them, but then she love them. And they stop it right there. They stop it in between. She loving him, and then she want to go too. She want to go. She want to leave the situation, the way she get done, and the way she been handled, and all of that. And she can know her worth, but then she can also not know the worth because of the love that she have for the man that he don't have for her like that. I mean, he can love her, but it ain't gonna be the same love that she have for him. And that's how a lot of relationships are. Whether somebody is in a high profile, just like Diddy, like got money, rich or whatever, living the lavish lifestyles and things of that nature. Whether a person had it or not, people are in a relationship, and that's what goes on in a relationship. You just cannot just leave like that. It's no way, especially if you love somebody. Now you don't love no if you don't love the person, then you will just leave just like that. You will leave like I don't know. You would just leave. When it's nothing there, you would just leave. You don't care. You just know that it was nothing there with you and that person like that. That you didn't really love the person. You just said it. You didn't love, and you didn't mean it. And in that case, you can walk away just like easily. But um to get out of that situation, you guys, um you gotta to really get out of that situation, you gotta really be talking to God in your mind, not out loud, but in your mind, to get out of a situation that you know that is hard for you to get out of when it's abuse, when it's a manipulation, when you knowing that that person really got you like that, and like you should be able to leave, and you just can't. It's a problem. It's a problem. It's a problem, and that goes from a not just a man, but a woman too. It go both ways. It go both ways. But let's get back into it.
For being with us. And we should say, if you are experiencing domestic violence, help is available. You can call the National Domestic Violence Hotline 24/7. That number is 800-799-7233.
We're gonna pause it right there. A lot of people don't want the help. A lot of people do not want help. They so used to being in it. They feel like that number, the vest you know, they just feel like they've been in it for so long. It's just not, ain't no hope for them, but it is hope. It's help out there, you guys. If anybody going through any type of thing like that, because a lot of people go through this every day on a daily basis, every day. Um, People going through something with the person that they with, their marriage or whatever. It's people going through this stuff every day, whether they whether they in that type of lifestyle did it in or not, just a regular specular person, okay? And this is some real stuff, okay? It's some real stuff. People be going through this stuff every day. Um, I just hate that Cassie, went through this and things in that nature. End of the day, Cassie was grown. Cassie was grown. She was grown. And she could have just left the situation, you guys. I mean, not just left like that, but I'm saying like, as far as it got, once it started. Once something started off like this, somebody hitting, beating you and stumping you and doing all this type of stuff that he was doing to her, when it starts off like that, when it first starts, leave. Because it ain't gonna be the first time that he gonna do this to you. It's gonna be the second time, a third time, and a fourth time, and a fifth time. But that is how the person really is. If they're not asking God to take that away from them, or take how they take take that away from them, how they is, violent, because that's exactly what that person is. They very, very violent. And they don't need to be with nobody. When you're violent like that, when you hitting on people for no reason, just doing them just because of you mad, or y'all had a disagreement, no, you don't do that. You go hit a man like that. Let's see how you gonna hit a man like this. We need you to hit a man, Diddy. We need you to hit a man. We need you to hit a man, not a woman. Do a woman like that. Abuse a woman like that. No. We need you to do a man like that. We want to see you be a man like that. We want to see you. We want to see you do this in the prison. We want to see you doing that. How you did Cassie. We want to see you do this to a man in prison like that.
You gonna see how far you gonna get, so.
We gonna see how far you gonna get. Nowhere. Probably dead in your grave, probably. But he would never. Diddy would never touch a man like that. He would never, like a real man, would never, would never. He would never touch a real man like this, you guys. Never. This is a coward, sucker, booty hole snatching sucker, love booty hole, and he also, he like both. Look how he look. Don't he look sick in don't he look sick in the mind? I mean, look in the face and everything. Don't he look like that? Just look at him. Just take a little second, a little moment, and look how sick he looks. He looked really sick in the mind, in the face. Look at him. I don't even see how Cassie even dated somebody that look like that. And for somebody to beat on somebody that beautiful, you guys, if somebody beat somebody like that for, and she's that beautiful, that I mean, it ain't even got nothing to do with being beautiful or pretty or whatever you are, nice looking, whatever. It ain't got nothing to do with that. It's just about the person that's doing these things that's evil and don't need nobody in their lives. Cause Diddy is he is evil. He is evil, evil than evil. Let's get back into it.
Still ahead, breaking down the legal strategies at play on both sides with rapper Kid Cudi in court today. Could evidence pose an issue for the defense? And the rivalry that's defined hip hop for a generation, how it's tied to this Diddy trial. Welcome back. Multiple witnesses took the stand today, including a big name in hip hop who we've been talking about, Kid Cudi. Let's break down the key legal strategies that we saw. We have Brian Buckmeyer playing the defense, Bernarda Villalona playing prosecutor. Let's get right into this. The police report, Bernarda. A break-in to Kid Cudi's home in 2011. Does this actually matter?
It does matter in the sense of not really the break-in, but the arson part of it. But the break-in just leads you to believe, like, Jesus, how demented is Sean Combs? And I think that is what the prosecution was trying to drill to this jury, to show how his jealousy, his anger, his rage, and his being possessive over Cassie, like how far he's willing to go. And I think that's exactly what was the strategy of the prosecution, in addition to, of course, what was important, the arson part, in order to meet that racketeering conspiracy part, because breaking and entering is not part of it.
Brian, did they prove that it was him?
I think they got very close. I think there's actually a bit of a mistake by the defense. And what I mean by that is during the direct examination of Kid Cudi, it got to a point where they led us all the way to the edge. It was like, oh, maybe Sean Combs did or maybe he didn't. But when Kid Cudi talked about arranging a meeting at the Soho House with Sean Combs and was asked why he did it, he came out and said, well, because I thought that Sean Combs was a part of this. Now, they objected to that and it's sustained. They should not contemplate that in the end of the case. But as we say as attorneys,
you can't unring the bell.
Can't unring the bell.
Jury heard it.
So I think it's going to be difficult for the defense there.
Okay, the jury also saw photos of Kid Cudi's car. What was the prosecution trying to do there with the pictures?
Well, they're corroborating that there was an arson that took place. So aside from Kid Cudi's word that...
You don't pause it right there. Damn, Diddy, you done went like Jason on the damn man car over Cassie. Goddamn. You done went like Jason on the man car. Then turned around and burnt the man car, y'all. Like, really? For you to love Cassie so much, but you beat the hell out of her. But soon as you find out that Cassie talking to Kid what's his name? Kid Cudi, you go 8 fucking wild. Diddy? What the hell going on, nigga? You done went to the man car and went like Jason on his fucking car. Like, what? Y'all, let's get back into it. This is crazy. He crazy. He's delusional. This man is everything and more, y'all. Y'all see how he just went wild on the man car, okay? He went wild.
that his car was blown up by a Molotov
Oh my
cocktail, you also
goodness.
want to show the photographs because a picture is worth 1,000 words, right? So by showing it, the jury got real insight as to look how serious it was. So it corroborates the testimony.
Do you think the evidence is a problem for the defense?
I think they're going to try to steer away from it. They're going to say, okay, an arson happened. We're not sure. Maybe Collins did it or did not do it. They're going to say, this is what a jealous boyfriend does. This is not what a sex trafficker does. I think they try to reposition themselves as to who doesn't have an ex who has tried to burn up some of their clothes or their cars.
But the car? Blow up the car?
Yeah, it's what crazy exes do.
Blow up cars?
Right.
Yeah.
But
I don't want that crazy.
I think that's the only argument they have here, because they can't really go away from it wasn't Sean Combs, because so many of the breadcrumbs and the circumstantial evidence does point to him.
Yeah, and also you have, remember the email that Cassie has sent to her mother talking about the threat that Sean Combs made about causing harm to Kid Cudi. So I think it's strong there that it was Sean Combs that was responsible or someone working with Sean Combs. And again, conspiracy is a part of the indictment, so you got it there.
It was interesting.
I'll say right there. I don't believe Diddy did that, but I believe Diddy hired somebody to do it. But it's still like, no, it's still he did it, but he didn't do it because he hired somebody to do it. I don't believe he just went and did all that. I don't believe he did that. But I believe he did hire somebody to do just that. Blow the man car up. When maybe he was with whoever he hired. Blow the man car up. Cut the man car like Jason. Even though him and Cassie, broke up, had a little breakup, whatever. She done went to Kitty, and she like, you doing too much. You doing too much right now. You doing way too much right now. And I can't with you. I can't with nobody like this. All these damn bipolar problems and shit. Let's get back into it.
Interesting to see the picture anyway, because we all heard about that and hadn't seen the pictures of it yet.
Exactly.
Cassie's former makeup artist also testified. She said she saw alleged abuse. And that's, what's interesting about that is we've now heard multiple people say they saw this alleged domestic violence.
And multiple incidents, more importantly. We're not talking about the same incident. We're talking about now several incidents throughout these years that they were together.
Does that matter in all of this?
Yes, because remember what the prosecution is saying is that this violence is tied in the sense of the coercion and the control that Sean Combs had over Cassie. So that way Cassie wasn't really able to consent, be a willing participant in these sexual acts and these freak-offs. So it's all tied into it. So it's not just domestic violence. When you tie in the domestic violence with what Dr. Hughes testified to yesterday, and you put that all together, then you have a more clearer picture that there's no way that Cassie at all times was able to consent to these freak-offs.
I think it's a little bit difficult, though, for the government in this sense, though, because I think they might lose the forest from the trees in the sense of if this was always a domestic abuse relationship, which they have said it is, and they have all these incidences of domestic abuse, where are we separating from when it's just simple abuse that doesn't lead to a freak-off and abuse that does lead into a freak-off? Because we have all these incidences of abuse, but not always leading to I'm doing this so you participate in a freak-off.
But all you need is one. All you need is one when you're talking about sex trafficking or transportation to engage in prostitution. All I need is one freak off that was where she wasn't a willing participant, where she didn't consent to in order to make out the charges.
All right, we'll leave it there for now. Thank you.
We're going to pause that right there. Now, I still think, like I was saying on the third trial, you guys, on the video that I had put out, I still feel like this. I still feel like Cassie hold a part in it as well. She was grown. She wasn't no kid. And I just feel like she hold a part in it as well. Yes, Diddy was wrong. Yes, no doubt about it. He was wrong. He was totally wrong. When you know that you have, something over somebody and things of that nature, but like I was saying, she still holds a part in it as well of the freak offs. She had to been liking something about those freak offs to be constantly doing these freak offs like this. You have to like it. Now you might didn't at the first beginning because you're trying to find out, you know, the type of stuff that she will have to do and um, you know, and things of that nature. But end of the day, she could have still had a say so to say, no, I don't allow this. I don't approve in this. This just ain't me. I'm not that type of woman to do that. I just want, you know, the man that I'm laying down with is you, Diddy, and that's it and that's all. I don't want no freak offs. Okay? I don't want 3 or 4 mans fucking me at one time. I don't want that. That ain't how I roll. It might be how you roll. But that ain't how I roll, Diddy. You know? And that's what she could have, could have said. Or if I gotta do that to be with you or to be in a relationship with you, then I gotta just move on. Because that just ain't me. That ain't me. That ain't what I wanna do. That ain't how I wanna live my life. And we gonna leave it at that, okay? And that's a real woman talking right there. You know what I'm saying? Like what I just said. That's a real woman talking. Like, that ain't finna be doing certain things. That's what I'm talking about. But that's what I would have did if I wasn't interested in that. You got to be interested in that type of stuff in some type of way, even though you can love somebody all day. But when they come with something that's sexual, too sexual, that it ain't got nothing really to do with you, but something to do with you because they want you involved in because of something they like, that they love to do, and they like, and he was doing these things way before Cassie. So she had to be involved. And I believe that them 2 girls, twins that he have, I believe their mama was in some of this stuff too, them freak offs. I'm talking about way before Cassie though. Because if Diddy doing this stuff now, he was doing this stuff back then as well. This ain't nothing just started. It's something he been doing. But like I said, Cassie hold a big part in this too now. Come on, y'all. Come on with the come on. Talk to your girl. Cassie hold a big part in this too. Cassie wasn't a little bitty kid. She wasn't no 15-year-old, 14-year-old, or none of that. 17-year-old, none of that. She was fully grown. And she knew what she wanted to do, and she knew what she didn't want to do. And I don't know if it was because of did he have what he have and who he, whoever, because of who he is in the industry. Because a lot of people do that, y'all. A lot of people do. Like I was saying in the other video. The same what I'm saying now. It could be all because of what he got, how he living, and who he is in the industry. And a lot of people would just do anything for money. Anything because of who somebody is. It ain't even got nothing to do with money all the time. It just be because of who somebody is. He in a public eye. To be in a public eye too. Let's go. Let's do all the freak offs. I will do anything you want to do, baby. That's what I'm kind of getting from Cassie, kind of. It's some angle of a point, of what was going on. You with the guy, you in a relationship with him, you've been in a relationship with him for years, okay? It's no way it's no way he really made you do anything. You have to be willing, unless you just was so in love, so called in love or whatever, and you just did whatever Diddy told you, like a freaking, basically like an animal. Like he had you on a leash, and he pulled you wherever he wanted you to go, to lead you, you know, at or whatever, and you went right along with it. Because end of the day, even though you in a long relationship, even though you love somebody, like I was saying, even though you love somebody, because you can love people, okay? You can love. There's nothing wrong with loving. But when it comes down to somebody trying to deceive you and want you to do things because of what they like, because a lot of people got a lot of sexual preferences, okay? A lot of people got a lot of sexual stuff, just in their mind, And and you might not be wanting to do that stuff, but they want to do them things. And then by you loving them and being in a relationship with them, you'll start to feel like, okay, I'm gonna do it too. I love them. I'm just gonna try it out. I believe Cassie probably just want to just try it out. She want to just try it out, and when she tried it out, she probably didn't too much like it. Here, she probably didn't too much like it, but like, I don't really see myself doing it. But you know, if I do it again, let me see how I will feel then, or if I do it again, let me see how I will feel then. Okay. And she probably started liking it because she was doing it so much, and she probably feel like this ain't enough. But all the times that we did do something, this ain't enough. But when you dealing with somebody like Diddy, dark on the inside, and want to continue to do these freak offs, this is what you're going to have to deal with. You're going to have to do these freak offs often. Not often, but every time he wants it. If it's every day, every other day, or every weekend, you're going to have to throw them panties off. And you have to do whatever Diddy wants you to do with all these men's or women's, whatever it might be. Whatever floats his boat, whatever rock his boat, okay? Because we all know Diddy go both ways. He don't just go one way. He go both ways. He like men's and women's. He play them all sides, baby. He don't care. He don't care. With his baby oil, he rub them down with the baby oil. I'm trying to figure out what's I'm trying to figure out like what's all this baby oil for? Like you got boxes of baby oil and like baby oil go a long way, y'all. Baby oil go a long way, okay? It go a long way. But Diddy say it ain't going long. It ain't going long. It ain't long. It ain't enough. Okay, one bottle ain't enough. He need thousands of them. Okay, because that's how much he doing his freak off. So he need that baby oil for the booty hole. He need it for everything. You need to glass your ass up. You need to glass it up so he can be, in his world. He need to glass it up, y'all. He need to glass a woman up so she can look like a glass to him or whatever. However he see the person in his eyes, y'all. Cause he dark. He dark in there. There's a whole demon that we see. He might look like a man, but he a whole demon in the inside because he basically dark. But we seeing him as Diddy, but it's somebody behind Diddy, okay? But Diddy glassing them asses up. He got all that baby oil. He tearing some ass up. He tearing these men's up and these women's. And I don't get too why some of these men talking about Diddy did this to them. Diddy made him do this, do that. You a whole full grown ass man. How the hell Diddy as how the hell did he make you do all these things? Stand in the shower, stand in the bathroom while he take a shower. Did he have your ass on a damn leech or something? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Did he have you on the leech and had it somewhere to where he gotta put a code in something for you won't get off? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Cause Diddy had to be some evil. Like I'm just saying, the demon that I'm calling him, he got to be that for you to be this scared of this man. This man ain't no stocky type man, none of that. He ain't stocky like that. For a whole nother stocky man to be like Diddy did this and you couldn't hold it off your ass, old nigga. You couldn't hold it off your ass. You couldn't say no man, I don't roll like that. You know what I'm saying? Then, what I'm saying? I'm finna leave, but I don't get down like that. You know what I'm saying? We can do business on a business level, but not no, you trying to get my booty hole for, you know what I'm saying? To help me out on some business. You know what I'm saying? Because this is what was going on. Diddy was using his platform for to get people's in before what I'm saying, so he can get involved with them in a sexual way, but not to help them with their careers and all that. What I'm saying, help them with whatever they trying to do to get on and stuff. And he took advantage of that. He took advantage of that, y'all. Diddy took advantage, and not just Diddy. It's a lot of more of these people in the industry, y'all. They're doing the same thing he doing. They just ain't been caught yet. People ain't just been telling on them yet. But they gonna watch how somebody else they're gonna come out on somebody else in the industry. Watch this. Diddy ain't the only one. It's so many that's doing this, using these women's for sex when these women trying to get their music out there, or to sing and stuff like that, and they use these women, y'all. They use them, and it's not even the people you got that's doing it. It's what's dark inside of them. It's what's dark inside of the people that who doing these things to these people, and we look at them like who they are. It's the person that they are, their name and all that. We look at them as that. But what we don't understand is it's something bigger behind these people, you guys. It's something bigger behind these people. Something bigger. Something bigger than what we think. Because what we see out of our eyes. And we can't see, what's dark and what's behind that person really. Sometimes some people can't see and some people can't. But y'all, this is crazy, and it's just crazy. But like I was saying, Cassie kind of knew what she was getting into when she found out how Diddy was. When she first found out I say the first or the second or the third time that he was doing with all that stuff he was doing, she knew. She knew. But I don't know if it was because of the money that he was doing things for her, giving her money, or the lifestyle Diddy was living and all of that, or he just had a control over her, or put some type of spell over her or something. Ain't no telling. When you're dark on the inside and all this type of stuff, y'all, it's so many people can put spells on you. Because some people already have it inside of them when you having sex with them. You see what I'm saying? When you having sex with certain people, and when you don't really know who you dealing with, the spirits that's on them inside of them can come on to you. You be wondering why you feeling like this, and um why you so attached to this person, and you ain't even been with this person in no time to be attached to them, because of the spirits that they have on them, you guys. The spirits that they have on them can jump to you by you having sex with them, and you still trying to figure it out, like what's going on. You're not gonna figure it out because especially if you ain't into God in no type of way, spiritual, in another type of way or whatever. You just trying to figure it out. You just trying to figure it out, like what is going on. And then sometimes you'll be thinking like, is it you? Is it me? Just feeling that way, because I like them? No, it's not that. It's not that. That's the way the enemy wants you to feel like it's you, and you just in love and this and that. No, it be them spirits, okay, that didn't rubbed off on you and you don't even know. But let's get back into it.
Thank you both so much for being with us. Coming up, who is Kid Cudi and what some might find surprising about his high-profile appearance today? Plus, why the rapper's dog is one of the most searched topics tonight related to the Diddy trial. Welcome back. There's a lot of buzz surrounding today's big witness in the Sean Diddy Combs trial. Grammy-winning rapper Kid Cudi, who briefly dated Cassie Ventura, who has this message tonight after taking the stand.
People have been hitting me up the past week, just checking in, and even today. This is a stressful situation. I'm glad it's behind me.
Joining me tonight, ABC News contributor and DJ Megan Wright. Megan, thanks so much for being with us. For people who don't know, who is Kid Cudi?
Kid Cudi is a real, I would say, hip hop gem. Okay, he is a Grammy Award-winning artist, producer. He's also an actor. He broke out into the scene in 2008 with his hit single "Day and Night." But here's the thing: like, we don't really see much of Kid Cudi outside of when he's promoting his art. We really don't. He doesn't do a lot of interviews. He's not in a bunch of paparazzi pictures. He really keeps to himself. But he has a very strong and very loyal fan base, which is why him showing up, at this trial, even just him getting out of the car, fans seeing him, in his jeans and in his leather jacket, smoking a cigarette, like we see here, like that was very surreal for fans because, again, you're kind of getting an inside look, of this guy that you don't really get to see so much, talking about something that not just in the hip hop community, but also fans have kind of heard rumors about. But I don't ever think there came a point where we thought, okay, we're actually going to hear or read, a transcript of what Cudi is talking about relating to his car blowing up. And then we hear, or his car being set on fire. And then we hear, the play-by-play of everything that happened with Cassie. And then we hear, about his dog, and then going to, see Diddy and him standing like a Marvel supervillain. Like, I don't think people expected that, especially from a guy who is usually very, very private. It was definitely surreal.
Yeah, getting to see those pictures today was really interesting. Suge Knight's name has been mentioned a few times in this trial already. Can you just give us a little bit of history here and how it's tied to this like long-standing East Coast, West Coast rap rivalry?
Sure. Yeah, the East Coast versus the West Coast, hip hop rivalry is one of the most talked about rivalries of all time. And of course, you have the beef that came from that, which is, Big versus Pac and also their respective labels. Okay, so you have Big, who was signed to Bad Boy, which was helmed by Sean Combs, who at the time went by Puff Daddy, who now, of course, we refer to him as Diddy. Then you have Tupac, who was on Death Row, which was under Suge Knight. And so if I can get the story as quick as possible, it kind of goes, these two guys, Pac and Big, started off as friends, but things kind of changed in 1994 when Pac was shot outside of Quad Studios. He blamed Big and Puff, who both said they didn't have anything to do with it. But then, things kind of, led and went, forward with this back and forth. This records were put out. And although you can't say that, this beef led to their murders, Pac was murdered in September of '96. Big was murdered in, March of '97, and it thought this stayed in the '90s. It didn't, as you can tell with what happened in the trial.
Yeah, we're hearing about it again. Megan Wright, thank you so much for breaking that down for us. Sure. Now, there's no cameras in court during the Sean Combs trial, but that is not stopping people from going online, trying to keep up with all the latest updates from the courtroom. And that's where our daily segment, Searched, comes in, where we break down some of the top search trends about this case. Some of today's biggest searches: Molotov cocktails, Kid Cudi's dog, how much Diddy paid Cassie, and when will this trial end? Joining me now, from Los Angeles, is our ABC News contributor, Kelly Carter. She covers entertainment and pop culture for us. Okay, let's start with the Molotov cocktails. That's a term that came up during Kid Cudi's testimony.
Yeah, people want to know what that is because we've heard about the alleged incident with the car. Of course, Sean has denied any allegations of arson, but Kid Cudi and also Cassie have alleged that this happened. Wanted to see what that looked like, and finally people got a chance to see those photos. So they want to know what it is. And obviously it's a very illegal, dangerous, handmade bomb.
We also have to talk about Kid Cudi's dog because that also came up today, and people have questions. So what is there to know?
Yeah, I mean, well, the dog is no longer with us, first off, but he said his dog was very distressed because the dog, after, again, an alleged break-in, was placed inside of a bathroom and locked inside of a bathroom, and the dog was extremely jittery in the aftermath of that experience, and no one wants to hear that about a dog.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, everyone loves a dog, right?
Yeah.
Now, also, it's interesting because it's been a couple days since Cassie Ventura took the stand. Her testimony, though, continues to really generate interest. Here's one of the searches that's trending. How much did Diddy pay Cassie?
Yeah, it's interesting how that keeps coming up, right? Because again, her testimony was last week. And in her testimony, she revealed that she was paid $20 million from the 2023 civil suit that she filed, and that was settled inside of 24 hours. And I think people probably keep coming back to that as new information comes out in the trial, because they're, again, trying to connect all the dots here. And I think that's probably one of the biggest ones that there is out there to connect.
Kelly Carter, thank you as always for joining us.
Thank you.
Yes, $20,000. Okay, she clocked that. I mean, not 20,000, 20 million, but she clocked that, y'all. She clocked that money quick. I wouldn't blame her. They should have gave her more than that. They really did. They should have gave her more than that, you guys. But this woman right here, she is a beautiful, dark skinned woman. Okay, do y'all see that? Do y'all see this woman right here on the screen? Okay, ain't she beautiful? She is so beautiful. The color, her skin color, all of that is beautiful. The beauty of her is beautiful. Okay. I love my dark skinned girls. Okay. I love everybody. Everybody's skin color. Everybody. Okay. But when I see a dark skinned woman and beautiful, it blows my mind. It blows your girl mind. Okay. She's a beautiful woman. Okay. An older woman. She's beautiful. Older or not, baby. She got it. Okay. She got it. This how I want to look when I'm about her age, okay? I want to be looking burnt up old, okay? She is beautiful, y'all. Go girl.
Have a good weekend.
That is the end of that clip, you guys. I just had want to speak on that beautiful, dark skin, beautiful woman, you guys. Chocolates. The skin color I am. You hear me? I might be a little darker than her. I don't know. I might be a little dark. But I love her skin color. Love it. Love it. Beautiful woman. But on this right here, Diddy, Diddy is so wrong, y'all. He is so wrong. By the things that he have done, how he did Cassie, she deserved every penny that they gave her and more. She really deserved. She really deserved more though. She really do. She really, really, really do. She really deserved more than money. Um, I'm happy that she ain't in that place with him no more. She probably so glad she ain't gotta do freak offs no more. If she is doing it, she probably doing it with a man or a threesome or something or somewhere in there probably. It ain't no telling. It ain't no telling y'all. It ain't no telling about, I mean, we don't know what people do behind closed doors, and what people like behind closed doors and all of that. We don't, everybody doing something probably behind closed doors. Not everybody, but most everybody doing something. Threesomes, freak offs. I mean, a threesome is a freak off, basically, kind of. Foursome or threesome or whatever. It's all freak offs. Because everybody freaky, okay? Everybody freaky in the moment. Everybody got some baby oil around. Somebody got some baby oil around. Somebody got some type of lotion around. Let's be honest. Let's be real. Over here on T Spilling TV. We over here being real over here. And I know we ain't doing no fake stuff. We talking about some real tea over here. We clocking that tea over here. Okay? Um, but people, I'm just saying, people do this type of stuff too. Regular people be on the threesome stuff, be on, all the, but I'm saying if you like what you like, make sure that it's consensual. The other person or the other two parties or the other party um want this just as well as you. You know what I'm saying? So, but Diddy got a lot of going on. He got a lot going on, y'all. And I know he probably shaking in his boxes right now, or his panties, or whatever he got on. He probably shaking him in his panties, his boxes, whatever he decided to wear. Panties or boxes, and probably shoes probably be sweaty as hell, cause he's trying to figure out like I don't know what they about to give me, but it's a lot of shit going down right now. It's a lot of truth, and it could be some lies here and there, but they nailing him. But I'm hoping that I get off. You know, I believe he really hoping that he gonna get off. You know, he ain't getting off. They gonna if they don't give Diddy life, they definitely going to give him a lot of time where he gonna be old. He ain't gonna be able to do no freak off. Ain't nobody gonna want to do no damn freak off Diddy. He gonna be too damn old. He gonna be too freaking old, y'all. Ain't nobody gonna do no freak offs with nobody like that. No. They gonna make it where he gonna be in there so long, y'all, that where Diddy gonna be old and gray. If he don't get life for this, they gonna make sure they gonna give him a lot of years. I'm talking about a lot of years. That well, he ain't gonna even think about no freak offs no more when he get out. He gonna be too bent over and old. He ain't gonna be thinking about none of that. But getting out, seeing his kids, talking to his kids, and going to bed. It's all Diddy gonna be. It's all Diddy gonna be thinking about, y'all. Cause the freak off gonna be over. They gonna be completely over. Nobody ain't gonna want them. Ain't nobody gonna want Diddy. Nobody. Nobody ain't gonna want that man. So he gonna be too old. Ain't nobody gonna do that when they old. Cause you gotta do a lot of moving and stuff. You know what I'm saying? When you in his sexual stuff that he was doing, I'm saying there's gotta be a lot of movement going on, like moving around. Shit, did it hop around the booty hole to pussy, booty hole to pussy? That what did it was hopping to booty hole and pussy to booty hole. I'm surprised a lot of these people ain't got a major disease out here because of a lot of stuff Diddy been doing, all the freak off. Freak offs. Yeah. But it's just crazy, y'all. It's crazy. It's crazy how you can do these things and then you don't want to commit. You don't want to say you did them, you know, or you did these things. Like you know you did it, you did it. You say you a man, right? You say you a man. Well, act like one. Tell the truth like one. But who gonna do that when they got so much, other stuff that's coming out on them and if it was it true or not, I don't know. But I doubt somebody will sit somewhere and lie. But you got people who will do that too. Will just lie, just to be in the public eye some kind of way or whatever. And then until they end up finding out that the person actually lied, it wasn't the truth. But you got a lot of people that's actually been in the freak off, men's and women's. It went down at Diddy house. It went down at Diddy house, okay? Diddy didn't play no game with the booty holes and the baby oil and the what else? Chocolate covered strawberries on these people and y'all he was really growing these people up, thinking they was really doing something. And they had him thinking that he was really doing something. And now he's locked up behind bars. Can't even see no pussy right now. Can't even feel a pussy. Can't even feel a booty hole right now. Probably. Now he probably feel one in jail if he can get his hands on on one of them one of them people. Okay, but he ain't gonna be able to feel no pussy no time soon. He don't even know how pussy feel. Okay, he don't even know how pussy feels. He gonna be in there so long, y'all. Did it come out of there? He gonna be old and gray, bent over, have his old rolls on. He gonna be old and gray. He, he gonna be old and gray, y'all. He gonna be bent over, have his old rolls on. I can just imagine him how he gonna be looking. Um, his hair gonna be shaved bald. Cause he know he gonna go bald up there and and probably smoking a cigarette because he gonna need it. That's why his hair gonna be gone up there because he gonna be smoke so much and be worried because he in there he can't do no more freak offs. He can't do no more freak offs. Maybe the freak offs is where did he? But he done wore his freak outs out, baby. He done wore them out. He done wore his freak offs out, y'all. He done wore them out with everybody, okay? The celebrities from the celebrities to the regular people, okay? He done wore his welcome out with the freak offs. Everybody tired at this point. Everybody tired of the freak offs at this point. They like, ooh, ooh, we got some good rest. We were tired getting our booty holes hit, and I was tired getting my pussy hole getting beat in by four or five men just to make Diddy happy and to say we got a freak off at Diddy house or Diddy party, okay? And I bet you a lot of them people who going to these freak offs, I bet you they probably hate Diddy in jail. I bet they probably hate Diddy going through this right now. Cause they probably want to still attend to these parties. Cause they're so used to doing it. When you're so used to doing something and you ain't trying to get out of doing that, you know what I'm saying? Like you ain't trying to stop that. You want to continue to come to the parties and to have fun. It's your fun, because that's doing them freak offs. That's whoever fun who likes to do them type of fun. It's fun. And I'm quite sure them people is probably mad right now. We so used to doing these Diddy's freak offs. We seeing everybody booty hole wide open, pushed open. We seeing everybody having sex with everybody in the third. Um, we so used to hearing everybody screaming and hollering in their room or in that house, whatever house it was, a hotel or whatever he was doing the freak offs in. He was probably going from a hotel into a hotel, then a house, something like that, probably doing his parties and stuff. And y'all, it was a lot going on at them parties, baby. Hmm. I bet you a lot of them miss it. I bet you a lot of them celebrities miss Diddy right now because they love to do what he loves to do is have them type of party. And them ain't really just a party, y'all. That's just a sex dungeon. That ain't no party. Party is you dancing to some music. Y'all having a great time. Y'all got a little food around. Y'all just dancing, drinking, partying, and stuff like that. That's partying. But Diddy's party is totally different from a party, you guys. He having sex in his parties. He adducing people in his parties. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get people to bend over and men's and women's and having women's to want to trying to get women's to like have sex with multiple people or get them drunk. They had drinks there and stuff like that. Most likely had food there too, but get them drunk to where they can do what they want to do, slip some stuff in their drink so they wouldn't even be aware of anything, won't even wake up to see anything, but when they wake up, that's when they feel everything. And so many people then raw dog a woman. So many people can raw dog you at once, back to back. He get it, he get it, he get it, he get it. One at the booty hole, one in the front. On somebody, they just going like a hound dog or something. So it was a lot going on at the parties, y'all. A lot, and it's stuff like this go on every day, you guys. When people have like regular little parties and stuff, you gotta watch. You gotta watch your surroundings, watch who you around, because People will do any and everything, you guys, just to see your reaction, how you react about things. Some people will put some in your drink to see how you will react, and now you crazy. Now you don't even know who you really is no more. You ain't even who you is no more. You can't even think for yourself. You can't do nothing for yourself because somebody did this to you. You got people out there lurking to do stuff like that to people, or your close friends, or somebody that they know, or something like that, and you around these people. You don't know nothing about these people. You don't know nothing about these people. That's why we have to be aware of everything when we out and about, you guys. We gotta be aware of everything. Don't be drinking around people. I don't care how close they is to you. Don't drink around them. Don't even drink around people that's close to them. Don't drink around them because you don't know what somebody got in their pocket to like in your drink. If you just turn your head for just a little second, that's how somebody can mess your mind up just like that. Can put you to sleep just like that. It's easy to go to sleep when somebody puts something in your drink and you don't know. You don't notice nothing. You don't taste nothing. Cause the drink is so strong already, you're not gonna taste it. Because you already out of there kind of anyway. You drunk. You're not thinking about nobody doing this to do this to you, or or you're not even thinking nobody even had it on their mind, but just fun because that's what you got on your mind, just having fun and laughing and having a little free drinks and kicking it with your friends, dancing and partying. That's all that you have on your mind, but on somebody else's mind or other people's mind, it could be a whole totally different game. Okay. Let's be honest out here, okay? Let's be honest and be real out here. That really, really goes down at parties, at regular parties, not just at Diddy party, but at regular parties. And especially if somebody just want to just sleep with you, if they don't want to try to mess with your mind or anything like that, they can put some of your drink to where they just make you just sleep and you will not wake up, to mess around with you, have sex with you. To mess your body, mess your body up basically. Because I'm saying if multiple men having sex with you, you don't even feel nothing, you don't notice nothing until you wake up. That is terrifying. I bet you. Or somebody do some mess like that, and then you don't know who did it. You don't know who to mess around with you, whether it was with a condom or not. And that's how a lot of people get all types of diseases and stuff. Because people been and did stuff like them at parties and stuff, or they been end up got pregnant, and then you don't know who to mess around with you because they didn't put you to sleep, the way you couldn't even wake up on your own, or didn't even know what was going on. All you know, you drunk your drink and you gone. That's all. That's probably the last thing you probably would even know. What last happened to you. Probably I had a drink and I woke up. And I felt like my hole wasn't the same. Okay, my booty hole, my hole between my legs wasn't the same, honey. Okay, and it's just crazy. It's crazy the way people mindsets is to rape you or to take advantage of your body and things in that nature. Cause people do this stuff all the time, you guys, all the time. They be waiting for moments like this. Wait for moments to people have a party and they come and then they already have on their mind what they finna do, what they're about to do, and all of that. What they're about to try to put in somebody's drink. You got people be actually on these type of things, y'all. Because it's evil peoples everywhere. Some people don't even look like they would even do these type of things, and they does these type of things because it's not. We be looking at the outside of people, the appearance. And that's where we mess up at. Because we don't know if somebody really thinking this stuff, and they can be really thinking this stuff or really do this stuff to us, you guys. We gotta be careful everywhere. Even at clubs. If we go to a club, we gotta be careful on who we around and how we where we put our drinks at, cause you know it be people like standing on the back of you, on the side of you, and it's easy for somebody to drop something any type of way or try to put their arm around you, and then can drop something right up in there like that. It could be so easy, you know, it's dark in the club. And so it's a lot of things can happen, okay? Somebody can, you know, can mess your mind up, can put some in your drink where you just go to sleep just instantly like that. It's crazy. It can happen anywhere, anywhere. Or somebody cannot like you and can do these things as well. You know, somebody can be jealous of you, can do these things as well. Can drug you, um, to do whatever they're trying to do to you, whatever it might be. But on that note, you guys, your girl T Spilling is out of here. Whoever have came in, joined your girl, you know, came in to watch me or whatever. I really, really appreciate you or whoever have came in. But on that note, your girl T Spilling is out of here.